Hey guys, welcome back to Channel 42 with myself, Charlie, and Harry. Right, let's go straight into this.
Alright guys, now, topic is for today, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. What did you think, Charlie?
I thought, and there's no easy way of saying this, for the 3 years of hype that I had, it may have not been worth it.
Yeah, well, it wasn't, like, the type of person you want to be is someone who's, like, who kind of enjoyed Man of Steel but wasn't really excited for a sequel and then would have liked to have seen Batman v Superman. Not someone who had been waiting since, like, 2003, which is when the original film was going to be released.
The other one that got scrapped.
Yeah, that got cancelled.
Well, on that note, I think it's fair to say that this was a film that was purely made for the fans. If you were
Yeah, I think Man of Steel was just like to set up that, like, obviously it's to set up the DC universe and all that, but it's also to set up what the fans want. Like, they want to see Batman and Superman slapping each other about and fighting each other. And this film did deliver on most. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it myself. But, like, in some senses, I can see why people have been saying why it's not too great.
Mixed reviews. I can if you're some sort of high society elitist film critic, I can understand why you wouldn't have enjoyed it. I've got here, hang on, where is it? From Mark Commode. How do you pronounce that name? Is it Commode? Or
Commode.
A friend of mine pronounced it Commodi. Okay. I'm pretty sure it's not that.
I'm pretty sure it's Commode.
He said, where have we got it? He was on about Man of Steel, saying that Man of Steel with the final act is, quote me on this, collapsed in its final act into two characters hitting each other. So now, if you're a fan of Superman, if you're Superman and Zod hitting each other is quite a good thing.
Yeah, I mean that's what you kind of want
about.
Yeah, I mean it's like if you see General Zod in the trailer and you see obviously Superman, you want to see a big fight at the end.
Yeah,
and it's like that with this in the first trailer.
Yeah,
what I say in the first trailer because we all know what trailer we're talking about when we say that one gave away pretty much the whole film.
Oh yeah, the
we
proper
know which
trailer.
one. Yes, the trailer 2.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yes. Hold on. Before we go any further, I should let you know this is going to be littered with spoilers.
Yes.
If you haven't seen the film,
go watch it.
Yeah, stop listening now and go watch it. But yeah, I think in terms of like the big fight sequence at the end,
I think it was. Like, the Batman v Superman segment of it, like, of them two fighting was good. I just think, it could have been a bit longer. I can see why people have been complaining about it. But it's good how up to that point it's been like a mental battle between Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne, and that I really liked. And obviously one of the best parts of it was Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne / Batman.
Yes.
He was incredible.
Yes.
He was definitely the best Batman to date. Sorry, Christian Bale, but I mean, it's
with the Christian Bale Batman, it was more sort of about the the deeper meanings of the messages. It was a real Christopher Nolan film. Yeah. This is a real Zack Snyder film. It's got all the elements of what Snyder does at his best, and it's difficult for some people to see the positive parts of that. Like, for instance, going back to Mark Commode again, he was saying that the storytelling was incoherent. He said it was very poorly done, and I can see what he means there, because it was a bit like, I mean, what's real, what is it, am I still in a dream sequence sort of thing? That, like, even that part
true.
where,
I mean, it did rush into the dream sequences and all that.
I was sort of after a nice clear-cut narrative, because they open it kind of decently in terms of, okay, right, I understand why Batman isn't fond of Superman at the moment. He's crashed down his building, he's killed his mate.
And then I think it introduces the first dream sequence well, where Batman is in end
of the world
post-apocalyptic Earth, and where he's talking to like these soldiers who work for Superman, and we'll get onto this more later on when we talk about Easter eggs and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But like you see, obviously, Darkseid's logo into the ground,
that makes me very somewhat concerned how the DC universe is going to go on, because if this is a post-apocalyptic world where what appears to be Superman is the ruling tyrant, is he working in cahoots with Darkseid?
It doesn't add up really, because at first I thought, where Darkseid's taken over, but then it's like Superman's minions attack Batman and capture him, and then Superman like interrogates Batman.
Instead. Yeah,
and it's like I don't really understand that. Is this where
Superman working for Darkseid?
Has Darkseid turned up, killed a bunch of humans, buggered off, and then Superman's kind of gone, right, that's it, I'm gonna take over because the humans don't know how to sort this out.
Interesting.
I'm thinking it's going to be something like that, but I really don't know. It's a little bit rushed.
I'm just going to close the door because there's some background noise.
I think in terms of that dream sequence, I think it was introduced fine. The next one, it just came out of nowhere. Now,
is this the reference to Injustice, where Flash appears out of nowhere? Because
there isn't a reference of Flash in Injustice. The first dream sequence all kind of relates to Injustice, where Superman... Injustice Gods Among Us is a video game where Superman takes over the world and kind of leads the world into like his own vision because Lois Lane was killed by the Joker.
Well, she was killed by Superman,
who was being controlled by the Joker,
manipulated by the Joker
with a toxin and yada yada yada.
It's a very good game. I would recommend you play it. If you haven't got a games console, I'm pretty sure they made it into a comic book.
Yes, they did. Yeah. They made a comic series.
Go read it. It's brilliant. Yes. And it would appear the DC universe, film-wise, are really trying to tie it into the next series of films that are coming out.
I mean, I think that Flashback's good, the first one. I think the second one is completely out of the blue, where I was really confused on who it was, because it's like...
Which was this one again?
The one with Flash, when he...
Oh, that one, yeah.
I was really confused who it was, because at first I was like, wait a minute, who is this? And it's like, who... And I couldn't see, because I was in the blur at the moment, I didn't see the actor's face. No. But I found out after it was Flash, and when I found out when I got home it was Flash, when I was conflicting, I was like, wait, is this Flash? Is this Red Hood, or what? Because Flash doesn't usually have a helmet that goes over his face. I thought that was a little bit of a weird...
Yeah, no, it's like it's... Well, I think obviously in different variations it's all different, but he has some sort of like a... He has a mask of some sort.
Yeah, he does have a mask, but then he had like a helmet that went over the mask.
Yeah, and this is the worst part of it. When later on we discover the rest of the Justice League, which isn't... Like, we were told we were going to get cameos of the rest of them. I was expecting to actually... see them, not like through some...
Not through video camera.
No, not through video camera.
I can see what you mean.
But when you actually see the actor's face, I forget who plays him. Do we know who plays the Flash? I'll edit it into the video later.
I forgot the guy's name. But he'll appear on screen now.
Yeah. You see his face fully, and you see him do his little Flash thing. And I'm thinking, hang on, he's Flash? That does not look like the guy from before. Yes. And that's because the mask is very...
Yeah, because it's...
It really makes him look like a different person.
And also because the flashback, it's in like a weird, like, timey-wimey thing where it's like, you can barely see him, and it's like his face is like more... Bruce! Lois! But
so much light.
Right. We'll talk about flashbacks a bit later on. But I mean, in general, I don't think it's anywhere near as bad as the critics are saying it is.
Yeah, no, I mean, because, like I said before, it's a film that's very much for the fans, and you don't get a lot of film critics that are mega comic book fans. I mean, we have the brilliant Mr. Sunday Movies and the Weekly Planet and all that, but other than them, certainly none that I know of that are that popular.
I mean... It's like, before I was going into this film, I was really worried, just because of the sheer fact. I went on Rotten Tomatoes just to have a look. 28%.
Yeah.
It's not a good...
But then again, IMDb was, what was that, 9 point...
It was on 9.5, it's still on 7.2 now, the film, which has gone down by quite a bit. But I mean, it's still quite high, it's still 4 stars on there.
Right.
But what I couldn't believe is the sheer fact that Batman v Superman is at 28% now, and X-Men Origins Wolverine is at 38%.
Say that again? Hold on.
X-Men Origins Wolverine
Is
has a rating of 38%.
And Batman v Superman was
28%.
Right. Okay.
When X-Men Origins Wolverine is considered by many, including me, to be the worst Marvel film / superhero film ever made.
Apart from Howard the Duck.
Yes, that's true. Okay. Apart from Howard the Duck is definitely one of the worst superhero films ever made.
And Daredevil. Let's just forget
the
Daredevil
okay,
ever happened.
yes. Well, that's Ben Affleck's early work, and then he moved on to this, which
he's somewhat
greater
redeemed himself.
Yes, because everyone's saying he's the best part of this film.
Yeah.
And but X-Men Origins Wolverine is a whole 10% higher than Batman v Superman.
Who's been criticising? Who are the critics that have said these? I don't know, but what
But yeah, I can't. When I saw that, I could not believe my eyes. I was like, I enjoyed that way more than I did X-Men Origins Wolverine. It wasn't even a question. And then I just stumbled across this, and this was just quite heartbreaking for me.
It's also odd because it would appear that based on Time Warner shareholdings, theirs is well. Actually, I say that today they're on exactly zero. It hasn't risen or lowered at all. But theirs has gone up quite a lot. Presumably that's from like merchandise and stuff. But when you compare that to the unfortunate case of Lionsgate, theirs has just shot straight down. Although I say that today it's gone up a little bit. But
well, I mean,
there must be some success in there.
I mean, Divergent makes some money.
Yeah.
Not a lot. I mean, it's moved down quite a bit recently. I can't stand those films.
I can't stand it at all, no. But Norm of the North.
I mean, they had a one-hit wonder, pretty much, Lionsgate. It's like, they made the Hunger Games films, and now they kind of don't know what to do with themselves.
Now they don't know what to do with it, I mean, that was the beauty. This is the beauty of Time Warner. They know what to do with themselves. When it was getting to the end of Harry Potter, it was coming to a nice conclusion. I'm not seeing this with the Hunger Games. It's sort of like they're just lagging them on and keep lagging them on.
Yeah, well, Warner... I mean, they are returning to Harry Potter, as we know, to spin-off films, which I don't approve of. No. But Warner still do make some films like at the moment. It's not just now focused on the DC universe.
Yes, well, this is the beauty of the DC universe again with Warner. They are clearly going to be expanding it a lot. In as much, but this was the problem I had with Batman v Superman. It kind of felt like the film was saying, "This is the start of more films that you should be expecting." It was kind of like I wanted to go there to see Batman v Superman, but I went and I saw Batman v Superman. Oh, by the way, prepare yourself for Flash. Prepare for Wonder Woman solo.
Prepare for Cyborg.
Prepare for Cyborg. And the way that they discovered
it kind of. I mean. People are saying that they rushed it in, which I can see why they say that, but it's nowhere near as rushed as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was just going to be like, Batman bumps into Flash while walking down the street or something like that. Or Batman goes for a swim and then Aquaman pops up or something.
That would have been good. That would have been much better than what Aquaman actually had. What
was that?
He was like some slow...
It was weird. No, he's meant to swim quickly because he's... God of the sea, pretty much. But he was like, he appeared and then he looked up for ages.
It was as if they were trying to portray him as some dumb, primeval character that was just like, oh, is that a camera pointing at me? I'm going to stare at it for a while.
I mean, it's like he was standing there going, should I attack this camera? Should I? I shouldn't. Someone could be watching. Oh, I bet Lex Luthor's watching this. Stab, swim away.
That was the worst part of it, though. That I'm going to call it a flash drive. I don't think, was it on like a memory stick or was it just on like some sort of data chip?
It was on an email. Like it was where Batman went into Lex Luthor's building. He hacked it all on like one of his device. Like
that's exactly my point.
I'm calling it a bat memory stick.
Yeah, a bat memory stick. He got that from Lex Luthor, which means Lex Luthor was the one
who found these.
That found them, but worst of all, gave them those logos.
Yes.
Lex Luthor must have seen... They were on about this in the Weekly Planet the other day, where it was like, oh, okay, there's a guy there who's running really fast, and he's got a bit of zappy lightning. I wonder what a logo for that guy would look like. Let's give him a lightning bolt.
Yeah,
And
I mean, to be fair, I can see where Lex would have got the Aquaman logo from, because Aquaman has got an A on his belt, so that's fair enough.
Yeah,
but like Wonder Woman, okay, Wonder Woman as well. There's a W on a chest plate, but it's like
again,
with the Flash, it doesn't really make any sense unless he's already established at this point, which could be possible. We don't know. If so, where the hell were they?
Yeah.
It's like the Avengers.
This is
in Captain America 2, where it's like Captain
Stephen
America.
Strange.
It's only you, Captain America, and Black Widow and Falcon. Don't worry, Hulk isn't going to turn up. Iron Man won't turn up or anything. We'll just let you do it. Go run along and take down 3 helicarriers already. But yeah, it's kind of like that, if in a sense. But we don't know that they're already established. That's what I think is a good thing about it. We don't know what time they are. Like, which time they're all set at.
Yeah.
Like, Cyborg looked like he was just being created. I don't think he would have been established properly yet.
No, he's not being established properly yet.
But all of these are probably going to take place at the same time.
Yeah.
That's what I'm guessing.
Whichever next DC film, I haven't seen like their recent plans for it or anything, but I'm going to guess the next DC film, it's going to be all Justice League.
It's Wonder Woman.
Oh, it's Wonder Woman.
It's Wonder Woman first.
She's going to be gathering Justice League characters in that film, I believe.
Or that could be. Well, we've seen like a little clip from Wonder Woman in DC All Access where it showed clips of her during World War One.
Yes.
And that's what that picture was in Batman v Superman.
I thought, looking at that, there was something about those other guys around her.
Yeah, because they're actors.
Oh, so I assumed it was the Crimean War.
The actors that have been cast for the Wonder Woman film. I mean, it's like...
Does Wonder Woman in the comic books have little war buddies? Because, if not,
She does, yeah.
Oh, she does?
She does. She travels... Well, she doesn't travel through time. She just lives through time. She helps man and all that. I'm actually personally really excited for this film.
Wonder Woman?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because she's like, it's been confirmed by Snyder and other people that she is the best fighter in the DC universe. She's got the most skills.
Yeah.
And bearing in mind, we don't know a lot of her backstory, because a lot of us today, like kids these days, would not. Well, the first time they would have seen Wonder Woman is through this, and also just to see her backstory and stuff. In terms a nice refresh. Yes.
Yeah, in terms of films, because she was.
Yeah, because she was in an 80s. She was been in an 80s TV show, which was.
Yeah.
Friggin' terrible.
Yeah, that was not the best. I've never liked that sort of superhero character spin around and out of nowhere you have your costume on.
Well, to be fair, we can't talk. Like, bloody, not Henry Cavill, Superman, ages ago in the Christopher Reeve films.
Oh, the one I...
Sometimes he ripped open his shirt, sometimes he span around in a revolving door, and sometimes he just got into a phone box and came out as Superman. Where are you storing these clothes?
That's what I liked about this film, because he sees the report on the telly and he's like, oh, I better go off and be Superman, and you see him go to take his tie off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, this is
sense.
The reference of tear off the clothes and he's got Superman underneath it. So that version works.
Well, that makes sense.
What I also enjoyed, hang on, I've got it written down here somewhere. Sorry, rephrase that. I say I enjoyed. I didn't enjoy, and I'm sorry to have to say this because I do like him as an actor, but Lex Luthor.
You don't like Jesse Eisenberg?
I didn't. No, he was somewhat. I have to agree with Mark Motherian as much as he says that he is the most irritating screen villain bar none.
I think he was good, but I don't think his character. I don't think he matches Lex Luthor's character. He's a bit too jokery. He's a bit too insane.
I wasn't.
I think there are some incarnations of Lex Luthor where he is genuinely insane. Yeah. I think it was. I did really enjoy Jesse Eisenberg's performance myself, but I can see why you don't personally like it, because it's a bit too jokery, and we're gonna get the Joker in Suicide Squad. That's coming out in August and things like that.
To me, Lex Luthor is supposed to be like
a criminal mastermind.
Yeah, exactly that. He's not in
insanely
any way
clever.
He's not in any way, unless he's got his battle armor on, a match for Superman. until we go into the mind. Until it's obvious that he's much more clever than Superman, and he has the tactical advantage.
I mean,
I didn't see that with I did see that, but at the end, where we find out that Lex Luthor he's made up this whole scenario, and it was him that was sending those messages to Batman.
I was like about halfway through when I saw those messages come up on the newspaper. I was like, is this Joker? Is this Red Hood?
I assumed it was Jimmy Olsen.
Did you?
Yeah, I assumed it was him.
What, you let your family die?
Yeah, I thought that was him, because it was all a surprise to him. It was a surprise to Bruce Wayne to see Jimmy Olsen on the screen, and he was like, how was I supposed to know that he was there? And then it turns out that he's got all these messages. I assumed that they were messages from him saying, this is why I'm going on TV, because you've been so stupid to ignore Superman. I'm going to take a stand. I thought it was him that did that.
I literally thought it was Red Hood, because the Batman spin-off films, like with Ben Affleck, has been confirmed, and it's meant to be like one of the main plot points is, this is a rumor, it's not confirmed, but it's meant to be the Red Hood storyline.
Ooh, that'd be good.
I'm really excited for it if it's that, because
that I would be excited for,
because that would just be such a new and fresh look at Batman's like past, and also because we see in, obviously we'll get into this with the Easter eggs and stuff, but like we see obviously Robin's suit and it says haha, joke's on you, Batman. Obviously it's a reference to Death in the Family, where
there were some people behind me at the cinema there who were saying, who's that dead guy? I was thinking at that point, that's when it clicked for me that this is the film for the fans. If you don't know who that person's meant to be, and also if you're questioning it in the cinema, that can only mean you didn't question it in the trailer. So did these people just not watch the trailer and just go see the film, or did they just not bother?
You know what, Batman v Superman sounds alright. Let's go.
And I went to see it at the midnight release, so clearly they were like, it's a good film, I'll go watch it.
At midnight.
I'll also go watch it at midnight, where I could easily be in bed having a nice sleep. No, I'm going to waste my evening for a film that I haven't been hyped for anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were saying.
I mean, it's like, you can clearly see that it is a Robin suit, because you see the R on like the top of his chest and things like that. And I think that would be such a great storyline. If, like, if you see like glimpses of Red Hood and sees like how brutal he is, and then like when Batman finds out who he really is, spoiler alert, it is Jason Todd. You see,
how does he get back from the dead again? It's Superboy Prime, isn't it?
I think it's there's like an event that raises people from the him from the dead. I think it is Superboy Prime.
Yeah, it's something to do with that. So.
But yeah, I think that would be a great storyline to explore. That would be good. Right.
Easter eggs.
Back to Batman v Superman with the Easter eggs.
Easter eggs. Right. What have we got?
We're starting off with, obviously, probably one of the most blatantly obvious ones, Dark Knight Returns.
Yes.
That is like a lot of it. Obvious. Yeah, it could not be more obvious. The bat suit is definitely. It's pretty much exactly the same. Apart from there are hints of blue in the comics, like it's like grey and kind of bluish. But in this, it's like pure grey and black, and I fully support that. Also, some of the themes from Dark Knight Returns, how Superman gets hit with a nuke, and it like deteriorates him, and he looks like all shriveled up and stuff. And also the design of the armored bat suit, like which is obviously the short ears and all that. There's a cartoon of it where Batman does use similar attacks on Superman, like attacking him with sound and things like that. I
really wanted to see, this was the only disappointment I had. Well, I had two disappointments in terms of lack of reference to Dark Knight Returns. Was he didn't hook up himself to the city's power and zap him. That I really wanted to have seen.
That would have been good, yeah.
And there wasn't any reference to the famous line, I want you to remember the one man who beat you.
But I mean, I think that would have been too predictable. That would have been too predictable, though. I've got a feeling.
I would have still enjoyed it. I mean,
I think that would have been good to add in. Like people that are not familiar with the comics would have gone, "Oh,
that's a powerful
badass. That's powerful."
Because they do a similar thing in the latest Spider-Man films, where he doesn't say "with great power comes great responsibility." He just says something along the lines of that. That's weird, what I would have liked. I would have liked something along the lines
but I mean, I didn't really like that in Amazing Spider-Man. He should have just said, "with great power comes great responsibility." It's like, oh, you have the obligation to do those things, not by choice but by responsibility. And it's like, just say, with great power comes great responsibility. I mean, come on.
Like that's the thing. I mean, like, just a nice hint. I want to remind you. What's the line again? The one man who beat you.
Yeah,
sort of
I want you to remember the one man who beat you.
Yeah, something along the lines of that. Like maybe when he had his foot on his throat, and he could have just said
that was a cool scene.
He could have just said there, how many men have beaten you. Just that would have done for me. But.
Yeah, I mean, some of the dialogue also is from The Dark Knight Returns. Like, you remember? Do you know who KG Beast is? He's one of the main soldiers who captures Martha Kent.
Yeah.
Then he goes, believe me, I'll kill her. And then Batman replies with, I believe you. And then he attacks.
Yeah.
I think that was a great bit.
Yeah.
Another Easter egg, obviously, the Flash telling Batman from post-apocalyptic Earth. Yeah. But also, just the sheer fact that he says Lois is the key to all this.
Yeah.
Which is the main part of it. And that relates to the previous one, his nightmare, spelled night, like Dark Knight. In Batman's Nightmare, where we see Darkseid's symbol, and we see his parademons also. It's, as I said earlier, it's an influence on the Injustice game, and also it's another reference to the game which turns Superman goes over the edge when Lois dies, and he says in the actual film, "She was my everything."
Yes,
which hints to the same context in the game where it's like she's dead now. She was the only thing that the only person that I ever loved, and things like that. And it also relates to the Flash.
Funny point to raise. You know how in Injustice, not only does he kill Lois Lane, but he also kills his son because Lois Lane is pregnant.
Unborn child.
Do you think Superman has already impregnated her in the bathtub? That bathtub scene.
Wow.
There's been a lot of attention to detail in this bathtub scene, and some people have even gone as far to say that I don't think they'd have put it in the trailer if it wasn't important. That would have been
very weird.
That would have been.
But I mean, that would have been
somewhat odd.
I mean, I think it would have been too much if at the end of the film, spoiler alert, Superman died at the end, and then yes, dun dun dun. Spoilers, he did not.
He died, or did he? He didn't. No, he didn't.
But yeah, and that would have been too much. I would not have liked that if she went to the hospital and then gone, oh, you're pregnant. Oh no, my father's dead. The father of the child is dead.
Who's the father? You know that guy who wrecked half the city? What, Hulk? No, the other one.
But I mean, that would have been too much.
What else have we got Easter egg-wise?
Metahuman Project. So it's Wonder Woman, Flash, Aquaman, and Cyborg. This also relates to the Flash TV show.
Yes.
Where all of these people with powers are called metahumans. And also, it's they're also read by Wonder Woman in the order that the films are going to be released in.
Oh, interesting.
So that's why you see, obviously you see Wonder Woman first, then Aquaman, then Flash, then Cyborg. That is the order of the films that the films are going to be.
Where you were saying then about how the Flash TV series, yada yada yada. There's been a lot of complaints with because obviously DC have been trying to do an expanded universe in terms of television series now. There's been a lot of complaints that the Flash TV series won't be tied in with the with the film.
It's not. No, it won't be. The reason for that is because
it's a separate alternate universe.
Yes, it's like another dimension, and I think that's quite a good route. Because even though I really do like the guy who plays the Flash in the Flash TV show, I don't want Supergirl in it.
No.
Because I really do not like that show.
No,
I think
that's
it's
not.
shit.
That's not. No. I mean, well, do you watch Gotham?
Yes, I do, yeah.
Right. I forever was... I thought... No, I was led to believe that Gotham was going to be tied in with the film universe. But
yeah,
I don't
at first
think...
you think.
Yeah.
But
that's not the case anymore.
Yeah.
Because... Well, the main thing that gave it away was the fact that Alfred in Gotham is Cockney. But... in the film, he's as Jeremy Irons, he's Queen's English.
Yeah.
So unless he decides to just change his accent halfway through the Gotham series, it's clear. And the actor, obviously.
Yeah. Right. Another Easter egg is relating to Action Comics #1, which is the first appearance of Superman, and this is where what's the guy's name? Perry White says to Clark Kent, or Superman, says, "It's not 1938 anymore, Clark."
Oh yes, yeah.
So it's kind of like relates to It relates to Superman's first debut, and like that being like the first time we ever see any superhero.
Yeah.
Ever. So another Easter egg is something that many people picked out in one of the trailers, which was the Riddler ?
Oh yes.
In the area where Batman wants to pit the fight against Superman. And also something that I picked up in the film that a lot of people didn't was the fact that Mr. J is written on the same pillar.
Oh, is it?
With Riddler, yeah.
I didn't notice
that. It's quite hard to see because there's other writing up, but if you lighten up the picture, you can see Mr. J written in the same writing as the writing on the Batsuit. On the Robin suit.
On the Robin suit.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
That's quite...
Well, that would imply... Sorry, I'm saying that would imply as if we didn't already know this, but surely that would mean Harley Quinn's involved somehow.
Yeah, Harley Quinn.
She's the only one that calls him Mr. J, isn't he?
Well, yeah, but I mean...
obviously, we now know that Harley Quinn's involved.
Yeah, and Ben Affleck and Batman are definitely going to be in the Suicide Squad film.
Yeah.
Like, because we see Batman in the trailer, and that's quite good relation to that. Also, both of this isn't really a DC Comics or DC Universe reference, but it's a reference that I personally enjoyed. It's that both of Batman's parents are played from actors from The Walking Dead.
Oh, are they?
Lauren Cohan, who plays Maggie,
yeah,
and Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who plays Negan in the Walking Dead TV show. Which
ironic that they would both become dead.
Yeah. Quite funny, yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. In a minute, remind me Martha, because that's I have
Martha.
A point to raise about this.
Yes, okay. Another reference is the fact there's a reference to Christopher Reeve films of when Superman is pulled out of the water and he collects kryptonite.
Yeah.
And he collects the death spear that Batman created to murder him. Also, just a little thing that I didn't pick up on, and many people didn't pick up on, is in the birthing chamber. There's like these, there's like a command station and an extra birthing section, which relates to Brainiac.
Oh, okay.
Which he is a really like he's up there with a Justice League villain. He's really powerful, and that's quite good because for all we know, Justice League Part 1 could be Brainiac. They stop Brainiac, and then the bigger threat is Darkseid, and then in Part 2 they fight Darkseid.
Yeah.
That would be quite good. I'd enjoy that.
Yeah.
But I did not notice it at all the first time I saw it. And
how many times have you seen it now?
3.
3? Oh man, I've only seen it the once, and I really need to hurry up and see it again. Yeah.
That's all for the main Easter eggs. There are a few more obscure ones, but I mean that's about it.
Martha.
Yeah, Martha.
Now, did you think, because I kind of, when Batman's got his foot on Superman's throat and he says Martha and he's like, why did you say that name? That scene to me kind of felt as if DC started this film and then halfway through it thought, oh no, both of their mums' names is called Martha. This is an inconvenience. I know. Let's make it a convenience.
No,
and that would be how the fight ends.
The thing is that they were obviously the original names in the comic books. So for Superman in 1938 it was Martha Kent.
Yeah.
And it was Martha Wayne in 1940.
No idea.
I can't remember. 43, I think it might
Let's
be.
call it 41 for the benefit of...
yes, for our podcast.
for our benefit.
Yes, and they were the original names for the parents, so it wasn't like... They weren't intentionally making it like a convenience, but that has been touched on before, where Batman in the comics has gone out of his way to save Martha Kent.
Right.
Just like...
Based
so
on
kind
the
of
name.
like... Yeah, to kind of live up
okay.
to
All right.
like his mum and to kind of make his mum like proud, sort of thing.
Okay.
I wanted to talk about facts of the film as well, like that
Right.
we could discuss and all that. Actually, also while we're on the topic of the Martha Wayne stuff, one of the scenes that I could think of that I was quite disappointed with at the beginning, which was again seeing the origin story of how
Yes.
Bruce Wayne's parents were murdered.
Now talk to me about this, because you weren't happy about it in a way.
I didn't. I really wasn't. Like in terms of opening the film, I think it could have been a bit better.
Right.
But I mean, I think to rework it, they didn't need that at the beginning, because they could have just cut that all out and just gone Bruce Wayne going to the funeral and running off and then falling into the pit.
Right.
They didn't need to have that in there. What they could have done is not have that in there. Then when it comes to the Superman-Batman fight, and then Batman goes, "What happened?
Why'd you say that?
Why'd you say that name?" And then show it,
That would have worked
because that
brilliantly.
Yeah, because they would be like, "What? Wait, what?"
Who's
and then,
Martha?
And then
Oh, that's
and
Martha.
then the people
Yeah.
don't remember from the origin story because they're like, "Oh, parents dead," blah blah blah. But then it's like, "Oh yeah, Martha." Just realised that. Whereas we're shown at the beginning.
Yes.
Where Bruce's dad goes, Thomas
Yeah.
Wayne goes, Martha.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
when while they were fighting, and I was like, wait a minute, they have the same mother's
Yeah.
names. And then when he goes, why did you say that name? I fully expected him to stop,
Yeah.
attacking him and all that. I think it was right. Yeah, and also just I think I figured that out before it came up, just because of the sheer fact that it showed it at the beginning. It kind of ruined the surprise. I think they could have cut it out at the beginning and then just had it for the first time at that point, which I think would have really worked well. I think that's probably the main dig I had about the film. Like there were other like little things, like little
Snippets,
lines and snippets that I didn't particularly like, but.
Did you like Man-Bat? I thought it was Man-Bat.
Yes, that was. I was
Yeah.
really confused on what that was. I was
Yeah.
like, "Is that Man-Bat? Is that just a bat?"
I mean, obviously it was a dream sequence, so it
obviously.
didn't actually
Yeah.
happen. But
Obviously, he
I'm
wouldn't have
hoping
busted
that
out of the
that's-
grave.
Yeah, that's a hint that
That Man-Bat could be a
Man-Bat
possible
could be
villain in another
this,
film,
yeah.
which would be good. Which, yeah, I
especially
think
given that he looked like because
he looked pretty damn
intimidating.
scary. Yeah,
Intimidating. Like he could be a genuine
villain. Yeah.
match for Batman.
Yeah, physically and like in terms of fear wise.
Yeah.
I mean,
Those
it could be
teeth.
quite cool because it would be like, oh, look, it's Batman. Wait, that's not Batman. And then
Yeah.
like a gigantic man bat just comes down and starts ripping
like there's the
people.
shadow of a bat, and
Yeah, and
someone's
it's
like,
oh,
"Yeah,
it's
Batman's
Oh,
here."
it's Batman gliding, and then it's like, oh god. Yeah, I think that was quite good. Right, onto a few facts about the film. In terms of Jesse Eisenberg, which obviously you said that you didn't like, he was originally going to be Jimmy Olsen.
I would have preferred him to have been Jimmy Olsen,
Yeah, I mean,
given that Jimmy Olsen was killed off.
And also, he said that he chose him to play Lex because Snyder said he wanted a younger actor for Luthor, which the original guy who was going to be cast, I forget his name, he's from Breaking Bad.
Oh, that guy.
I can't remember his name. We'll put his name up on screen now. But
Yeah, I do have to confess, I don't watch Breaking Bad.
oh,
I haven't. I've heard
a
it's
few
good.
fan-
I intend on starting.
It's very good. Yeah. And
Anyway, back to the point.
he was originally going to be Lex, but then Snyder decided to not use him and then get Jesse Eisenberg involved because he wanted a younger Luthor.
Yeah, right,
which
okay.
makes kind of sense because I mean the guy's getting on a little bit now.
Yeah.
Another fact is that Ben Affleck asked before, as soon as he was casted to be Batman, Bruce Wayne asked Christian Bale for advice in playing Bruce Wayne or Batman.
So I saw this video.
And he said, and he just replied with, make sure they put a zipper in the suit.
Make sure you can make the most of your toilet breaks.
Make sure you can go for a piss. Pretty much. That was good. Also, when selecting a new Batman, Snyder had the idea that Superman has to look up to him, like a god looking up to mankind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's kind of why they went with Ben Affleck and asked Ben Affleck to work out like a friggin' mad dog for the film. And he's good 2 inches taller than him now. Henry Cavill's 6'1" and Ben Affleck is 6'3". So I mean, that's quite a big difference.
That is a big difference. That's also my target. That's what I want to.
You want to be 6'3".
Yeah. I measured myself the other day. I've shrunk somehow.
Did you put yourself in the wash? Or?
I don't.
I think that's quite an interesting thing. I think that was a good way to do it.
Yeah.
I think it would have been odd. Like, it would have been too predictable. Sorry, if Superman had to look down to Batman. I think it would. Yeah. I think Batman in the suit looking up to him is quite menacing. In terms of people who are considered to be Batman in Batman v Superman, Richard Armitage, Luke Evans and Orlando Bloom were all considered to be him, who conveniently enough all starred in the Hobbit series.
Oh, okay.
Which I thought was quite a good nod. Like, you can see that Snyder was looking at the film and thought, either these three would be good.
I would like these people in my film.
But, also, in terms of the role of Aquaman in the DC universe, there was 2 choices left, which was Jason Momoa, who is the guy who plays him now, and Brendan Ruth, who was a former Superman.
That wouldn't have worked.
He was Superman in Superman Returns.
Right.
That would have been very strange.
Yeah.
That would have been very odd. I would have hated that. Yeah.
Then again, they could have made a lot of fun with that, with the Easter eggs and stuff like that. So,
true.
Maybe if someone mentions, if there are 2 Supermen in this world, who would be a better one? And then they can sort of nod at each other.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Because that's what I'm hoping is going to happen when in the Marvel universe, when we introduce Doctor Strange. What I want to see is Robert Downey Jr. and Benedict Cumberbatch give each other some sort of nod if Sherlock is mentioned.
Yeah.
Like, someone says, "No shit, Sherlock," and they just turn to each other and just
nod.
Yeah.
So we know what you're talking about.
So thank God that guy wasn't casted.
Yeah. Well, I don't like him personally, but yeah. Also, the role of Alfred was considered to be given to Timothy Dalton, who is a former James Bond.
Yeah,
which I thought was quite a.
May have
worked, but I definitely prefer Jeremy Irons as an Alfred because he's more like a mentor, like a proper helper to Batman. I think it would have been odd for Timothy Dalton to be in that position and helped Ben Affleck. It would have been very strange, I think, but I think it could have worked.
Yeah, there was 40 minutes in the film where Alfred wasn't in it.
Yeah, there was a good while, and then I think he turned up when Bruce was looking into the destroyed Wayne Manor. Yeah.
It ends with him on that hilarious line, "Alfred, what's going on?" Ooh, how best do I put it? And then from there, it's just he's not in the rest of the film. That's his ending line.
I didn't notice that.
No, that's his ending line. He's not in it for the rest.
That's weird. Yeah, I think they could have given him a better send off. Sort of thing, I don't know, like a hint to someone else coming in, or I don't know, maybe have you seen the news, sir, or whatever, something like that. I think that was quite odd, but whatever.
What's this about the bat suit?
The bat suit was quite interesting when I found out about this. Is that the bat suit, not the armored version, the normal version, it's made out of cloth and fabric to differ from the Chris Nolan suit, because that one was very much more armoured-y, more real world looking thing, and he wanted to Snyder wanted to show that this Batman is not just all about the gadgets, which is kind of what Nolan's Batman was about. because
this is a proper fighting Batman.
Because it's like he wanted to make Batman
he's not dependent
not just
on
by
armor.
his gadgets, but by his physique and by his strength as well. That when it comes to the Justice League, when you've got all these godlike characters, and then you've got Batman, you want to be shown that he
can blend in.
The reason he is up there is
Yeah.
because of his gadgets and his mind, while also his physical strength, and also like he's at the peak of human performance, pretty much.
Yeah. I think I read somewhere, because this was the case I read for Black Panther, but it's also the case for Batman in the DC universe, is that aerobically speaking, he is supposed to be the fittest human being on the planet.
Most physically fit human being, with no like
add-ons
steroids or
no.
like super serum.
Just
Captain America.
Just full-on workout, and very, very aerobically fit, apparently.
Yeah. He's meant to be like that. I mean, you can tell just by looking at Ben Affleck that he's pretty
worked hard for this.
I mean, both Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill worked bloody hard to get their physical body to be up to scratch. Also another fact about
film
Ben Affleck was the fact that immediately when he was casted as Batman, he started immense training to prepare him for the role, and he added 20 pounds of muscle to his physical frame, and even now still only possesses 8% body fat.
Oh,
that is dedication.
That is something.
That's an achievement in itself.
Why didn't he do that for Daredevil?
Because Daredevil wasn't good.
Wasn't worthy of his
He wasn't
workouts.
Yes. Also, Ben Affleck asked if he could keep the Batsuit after the film, which is quite. And Snyder said, "Yes, if you can pay the sum of $10 million, which was hilarious. Just like, oh yeah, you can keep it.
He got to ride around in the Batmobile though. At the
he got.
studios.
At the WB Studios, he got to drive around in the Batmobile and stuff. It is him driving.
Yes.
In a lot of the segments in the film, which I think is quite a good touch, and I think it was quite funny how there was a picture of him asking for it, and just a picture of like Snyder's general reaction of him just laughing, and it was like, yeah, you can have it as long as you give me 10 million. Yeah, and there was a genuine reaction by Snyder. How he was like, yes, you can have it as long as you give us 10 million. That's quite funny.
That does not look. That's as a suit does not look 10 million quid.
No, but I mean,
the armoured up one though.
I think it is definitely the best suit that we have seen. Though it is the most comic accurate one, and I like how the ears are not ridiculously long. Because in terms of tactical wise, if you were dressing up as a bat and you try to climb for a vent or something, they're going to scratch. They're going to scratch on the top. I think them being short ears was good. I think he had a little bit longer ears in the armoured up bat suit. I think he definitely had about long ears.
It would compromise his
stealth. Yeah, it would hinder him from entering certain places.
Alfred,
yes.
Which is the best way in, Alfred? I would recommend, sire, that you go in through the air vents. I'll do that.
Yes, and just gets his ear.
That's not going to work, Alfred.
Just gets his ears cool, and that was quite. I think that design was really well done, and a lot of people didn't like the humongous bat symbol on the chest. I thought that was quite good. I thought it was quite good. I think it was like, I think the Chris Nolan bat symbol was a bit too thin.
Yes.
It was a bit too elongated, like the wings were a bit too thin. That's not what a bat's wings looks like.
Exactly.
The big fatter ones I prefer because it's like a shadow of it. Yeah. It's not like a genuine like bat that's there, but it's like the shadow of one that is causing.
Yeah.
And one of the last fact that we've got is the Batmobile in Batman v Superman is the sixth incarnation of the actual Batmobile itself. The sixth one.
Nice.
So the first
presumably
one,
he's going to need a new one.
The first one you got Adam West.
Yeah.
Which is the convertible one. Which I think that's all
not
right. That's
bad.
not too bad. I mean, it's got space for Batman and Robin. It's not too bad as long as it doesn't contain like skunk repellent or whatever. Second one is Tim Burton, which I do really like that design.
that one's nice.
It was a good one.
Quite similar to this one, isn't it?
Yeah,
they're very similar. Because there's a theory out there that this is the same universe as the Tim Burton one. It's not true,
no,
but it's an incorrect theory. But
what I read this online is the fact that Snyder went for like a mix with Tim Burton's Batmobile and the Tumbler from The Dark Knight. And I think that worked really well. And the fact that Tim Burton had the physics-defying machine guns in that, where they just shot straight in one direction and then they cut out like an entire line of bullet holes in like a shed door. That didn't make any sense, but it's fine. Number 3, Batman Forever. That Batmobile was a bit... I didn't really like that one. It could have been better.
It looked impractical.
It looked
like
impractical,
if you were to go on the road with it, it would be a nightmare to drive it.
Yeah, it would. The worst one on this list, the Batman and Robin Batmobile, which, in terms of like sleek design, it was all right, but then it had a disco ball in the front.
Yeah.
Why did Batman decide to put a disco ball in the front?
It was a drunken night with Robin. There was scratching up some new
you
plans.
know what?
Like, I'm missing something.
I'm Bruce Wayne, and I can buy anything here. I want that disco ball, and I'm going to put it somewhere very useful. I'm going to put it in my Batmobile. Wakes up the next morning.
What have I done?
Oh, for God's sake. He just rocks up at the police station the next morning. It's like, Gordon, what have you got for me? He's just standing there laughing. What is that in the front of your Batmobile? That one was definitely the worst one. Then you got the Dark Knight trilogy Batmobile, obviously the Tumbler, which... I liked it. I think it was a bit too real world.
Yeah, you can kind of see in the very beginning, the opening scene for The Dark Knight, when he's getting in there and that guy's saying to him, "What's the difference between you and me?" And he says, "I'm not wearing hockey brands." Yeah. You can tell when he's getting in there and the roof's closing on him, it's wobbling a lot. You can sort of tell it's plastic. Yeah, on that bit.
But I mean, I think the design itself is a bit too like. There's no way that thing could go at 60 miles an hour.
No.
It's like a tank.
Yeah.
It did have a jet booster at the back, but when it doesn't have a jet booster, there's no way in a million years that is going 60, even 70 miles an hour.
At least you can't be caught for speeding.
Yeah, it's true.
In the UK, at least.
I never got that in Batman Begins. I think it is when he's getting chased by the police, and then he turns off all of the lights, and somehow they lose him.
Yeah.
And then he fades into the dark, right? Which is like, at first, it's an impossible plan, yet it worked. And then he turns back the lights on.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Get to a safe distance and then turn your lights on.
Well, the most impractical thing about that scene is the continuity of the time of day. I don't know if you noticed,
but true,
the police chase starts with Bane in the daylight, and then as soon as Batman arrives, it's nighttime.
Yeah. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, anyway. What else have we got? Or is that
that is it for the facts? But that was. I think the Batmobile in Batman v Superman is the best Batmobile we've seen.
Right.
I think it is anyway. I think it's a bit too. I think it's very sleek. I think it's very cool. I don't like the machine guns on the front.
No.
I think that would.
This is the whole point
I think pop-out ones would have been good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a thing that I want to talk
about Batman is that he doesn't kill.
Batman,
in this one he does.
In this film he does, and that was very controversial with critics, which is a decent point, how they were saying the Batman that we know from a few comics and from the Christopher Nolan films that he's not meant to kill.
Yeah.
He goes out on a limb to not kill people. Yet he does in this film. Yeah. Some of them,
the worst part is
some of them he wasn't directly causing, which other people were. But the bit where he comes up against what's the guy's name, KG Beast, when he goes, "I believe you," and then he pretty much explodes the whole room.
Yeah.
He is definitely dead.
He's dead on that,
including a few other henchmen in there. But there's one scene where I was talking to this with my friend James, who said that he just gunned down a few people in the fight scene beforehand. I argue that he didn't, just because of the sheer fact that it was the guy he was attacking that shot him. There's a guy who was shooting at Batman, and I've pretty awesome. One of the best scenes in the film was that scene when Batman takes on a load of henchmen, and it is really well choreographed. Yeah. And it's Ben Affleck in the suit, and he's been taught how to do all these things. And I think one of the most brutal yet hilarious scenes was where he sticks a batarang through a guy's arm.
Yeah.
And then he's just uncontrollably firing.
Shooting,
and then that's when they kill a few off, which he doesn't directly pick up the gun and shoot it. But yeah, you can see why that's controversial in the sense.
What I don't get is that with Superman, one of the reasons why he doesn't like Batman is because he kills. He doesn't like the fact that he's branding all the criminals so that they get a hard time in jail. But he also doesn't like the fact that they kill him. And yet, in the opening scene,
yes,
he just straight up kills that.
There's no way in a million years that guy survived. Yeah. Yes, fair enough. He could have, what he could have done is just laser visioned his eyes and blinded him or something.
Yeah.
But instead, he decides to punch him through
the wall.
4 walls.
Yeah, how many walls was that? There was a lot of walls.
If he's not dead, he has definitely broken every bone in his body, and he is now a vegetable. There is no way in a million years. But I mean, I think that was meant to be one of the things of the film. But then it's like, I don't like Batman. He kills stuff. Snapping of necks.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, that was to save innocence, but that's still he has killed in the past. He can't just kill loads.
Quite hypocritical.
He can't just kill people and then go, you know what? You know what? You're killing people. That's wrong. When you yourself has done it, you have done it yourself. Which, yeah.
I mean, it's not like I'm an alien. I'm a different scenario. You're a human and you're killing. That's not. No, I have to stop you, mate.
That's wrong.
Well, on that note, I think it is time to slightly wrap up.
But in terms of ratings, how did you think the film was out of 10?
I am going to give it
out of 10
a 7.
A 7 out of 10.
Because I'm not going to say it was bad. It was good. So it's definitely well above a 5.
It's nowhere in the negative zone.
Nowhere in the negative zone.
Yeah,
slight pun there.
Yeah,
cheeky wink of there. Yeah.
Anyway, worked very well on that.
I'm going to give it maybe a 7.5. I'm not up for giving it an 8 purely based on the fact that I think I've been led into what I'm going to call false hype.
Yeah, I can see what
because there weren't actually that many action scenes. I think there was somewhat 3, 4 maybe if you include the first one where he pushes him through the wall.
There's still some. The action scenes that are in it are really good. Are really well thought out. The fight between Batman and Superman, even though it's brief, it's very well done.
Yeah.
How Batman and Superman counter blow for blow of each other. One of my favourite bits of the film is when the kryptonite starts wearing off and and Batman is
punch
hitting
in the face.
You can hear the thud of his skin, and then you just hear the metal tang go ping ping, and he's not Superman's not even moving his head, and then he's Batman's like oh shit, and he's backing up, and then he just flies into it. I was laughing at that. That was hilarious.
That was a good one.
That was good. I think I would
what
give
are you
it.
Giving it?
I'd give it myself. See, when I came out, I thought it was amazing.
You would definitely give it more than an 8.
8.5. I'd give it.
Yeah.
I'm hesitant to give it a 9, just because, again, I'm not one of a few scenes could have been cut out, which I am satisfied with the film overall. Yeah. But I think some scenes could have been cut out, and one of the things is, which even though it's kind of sorted out for me quite early on when I thought of the problem, it's still not great in just the sheer fact that Doomsday, it was a good appearance. It was better explained than I thought it was. I thought Lex Luthor was just going to create him with human technology.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have made any sense.
That wouldn't have made no sense.
But yeah, the fact that he uses the Kryptonian ship makes a lot of sense. But his design is the one thing that still kind of bugs me. Because if you've played Injustice or if you've seen him in the comics, he's this hulking figure who's obviously been the only person to have killed Superman. And obviously this story arc is kind of intertwined with Death of Superman, how Superman does die at the end by Doomsday. And Doomsday is the only person to have actually murdered him.
A friend of mine, he was saying that he was happy that Superman got killed by Doomsday.
Yeah,
because he
it
said
made
that
more sense.
They said that they can't have Doomsday in the film and he not killed.
Yes,
Superman.
It would have been wrong if someone else killed Superman. It would have been. It would have felt unauthentic. I was like, when he died, I thought, oh, this is good, it relates to the comics. And that's why I give it higher rating than a lot of people give it. And I think, back to the main problem that I still have with it, is Doomsday's design. I don't think Doomsday's dead. I think Doomsday will come back. I don't think he will, because I don't think he's dead, because just the sheer fact that Superman held that kryptonite staff for ages. He stabbed right through him. Doomsday stabbed right through Superman. Superman survived. I still think Doomsday is still alive,
Superman
and I think
stabbed,
he'll be like hiding away, sort of thing. Like he'll be growing stronger. And I think the best incarnation of Doomsday that I've seen is the Injustice Gods Among Us game design, which he's got like bone knuckles,
knuckle duster,
type things. And also, just like he's got protrusions out of his shoulders and all that. But overall, I think it's an 8.5. I think it could have been better in some scenes. Like they could have taken some out. But overall, I think it was good.
Right. Well, on that note, excuse me while I just get under here. There we go. Right. If you are a student, sixth form, whatever you want to, wherever you are, and you're doing film studies for the WJEC exam board.
Yeah.
How's that pronounced? Is it WJEC or
WJEC?
I'm going to call it WJEC.
Yeah, that's.
You should probably note to self. We are about to start a series of
podcasts
on the films.
Each of the films that are going to be in the exam
in that syllabus. Yeah. So now, obviously, every school does it differently, but in terms of
section A, foreign films, we got La Haine. We have got City of God.
Ciudades de Dios. I can't find the other one.
And we have got
Amores
Perros. That is the last. Those are the main three foreign films. And then we've got Section B films, which are Forrest Gump, and we've got Shawshank Redemption.
And for Section
C is the big one, which is about Fight Club. So stay tuned for that on our YouTube channel, which you'll find us at youtube.com/channel41. I'm Harry. This is Charlie. We are signing out.